Hello, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So, first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Black Feather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
So yeah, as past me mentioned, our sponsors are Fundamental RPG and Grinding Coffee Company. Go to grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVEN, RAVVYN. Get 13% off your order, and it's really good coffee. And with that, I'm going to pass everything over to Rowan to introduce everyone.
Hello. I am Rowan North. I'm a freelance illustrator and art educator. I do art as my day job, but I've also been getting into like paint making and things like that, and I hope to update my online store soon. This is the Tickfaw Files, and for those of you who are new here, Tickfaw Files takes place in year 2040 in Springfield, Louisiana, near the Tickfaw National Park, where there was a strange string of murders that happened, and a whole family went missing. Now our intrepid adventurers have entered the realm of the Fae to get to the bottom of this and to find the mysterious Temryu who has thrown them into this series of games and puzzles. But before they can do that, they have to attend the Fox's wedding. Where we ended up last time, we'll introduce the characters in a second, was that our intrepid heroes are going to bring lanterns to the Great Spring to celebrate the bride and groom of the Moth Fox Fae. Now, with that, let's introduce the different characters. Vanessa, would you like to go first?
Sure. Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am the token Canadian of this group. I am primarily a watercolor artist. But lately I've been getting into digital art, so you can find that sort of thing on my art Twitter or at my coffee page. My art Twitter is my handle there, Peppero Draws, and that's Pepper like the candy if you want to check that out. And I play Mira, and she is a red cap fairy, which is basically the vampire equivalent of a fairy equivalent of a vampire, which means that she has to drink blood to stay young and pretty and live out her many years. She also started off as the grump of the group, but now she's starting to loosen up and warm up to her friends, so she's been fun.
Excellent, thank you so much. Next is Yasmin with Savoy.
I play Savoy and Zahil, who are.
Are you going to introduce yourself first?
Oh, no, of course not.
It's like, oh, I mean, I did say, hey, Yasmin as Savoy, but Yasmin, you have a whole business. Please.
I do have a whole business. Hi. My name is Yasmin. I run my own business. I'm a graphic illustrator and apparel designer. You can find my t-shirt designs and clothing designs at miss-tart.shop, which I'll put in the chat there. You can also find a lot of my work on my Twitter handle, ytatianaart. And now I play Savoy and Zahil. And they are a changeling, kind of the ringleader, almost begrudgingly, of everybody. And Savoy is a little uptight, while Zahil is the exact opposite of them. And so it makes for some fun shenanigans, as they are always in conflict with each other. That's it.
Doot doot. Thank you so very much. All right, next is Jonas. Riley as Jonas, rather.
Hello, my name is Riley. I am a knit and crochet wear designer. You can find me online in a bunch of places. I also do tutorials on how to do some things. I'll put a link out to a super speedy TikTok tutorial that I put on for making a crocheted wreath in the comments. But I play as Jonas. Jonas is just super Jonas. He's a cinnamon roll. He just wants to help everybody. He's a human, just a human who can do some magic.
I'm just a human who can set things on fire, like Zuko. It's all good. Excellent. And last but not least is Raven as Dick Bellaroo.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Raven. I do tabletop streaming, obviously. I also do a little bit of everything involving tabletop, including game design, I'm a professional GM, do voice acting and art and things like that as well. And yeah, I play Primrose Dick Bellaroo. Dick is her nickname, but it's what everybody knows her as. And she's a private detective from the French Quarter of New Orleans. And something of a John Constantine type without the magic. So she's used to doing some supernatural investigations, but not quite anything exactly like what we're doing right now. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. But yeah, she works for Savoy and generally just tries to keep everybody out of trouble. Or at least not dead.
At least not dead. So before we begin, I want you guys to remind me who has taken sanity damage so far.
Hey!
Jonas took one, I think.
I think I took one. It should be on my character sheet. One sec. We started with 8, right?
Yes.
Then yes,
Just
I've
like
taken
your
one.
Jonas. And then finally, Mira hasn't taken any. And Dick.
Nope.
That's right. Savoy and Dick both ate the food, and Jonas was tried to be seduced by the fox from the warring tribe.
That is correct.
Oh yeah, whatever happened to what did you call them? Boobs McGee?
Yeah, Boobs McGee. She disappeared into the forest, and they apologized
Okay.
profusely because they were like, "That's from a neighboring tribe. We have nothing to do with them, but we are not the only fairies in this forest." All right, and then you guys, I would like to remind you that you still have basically a emergency call option. I forgot. Did I say it was 3 uses or 1 use to basically call your witches at home?
3 uses.
Okay.
Because we made a joke about what was it, that game?
Like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Yes, I remember. Excellent. Well then, so they have just stood up and announced that they are going to for everyone to grab a lantern, as they are going to soon make their way to the Great Spring. which is in the center of the forest. And you guys look around, there are lamps that are starting to be lit up, and they're like these paper lanterns. I wouldn't say that they are Chinese necessarily. I would say that they're actually strangely more European feeling. They're more round and almost like they're made of a yellowed parchment that they've covered in some sort of oil to make it clearer, which is how they used to do windows back in the day. Or some of them, even the nicer ones, seem to be made of thin tanned hide that has been hand stitched together. Typically, it seems like some of the lesser of the Fox Fae are going for the paper ones, while the more nobler are going for the ones that seem to be made out of a thinly stretched leather, almost like it's a bow drum. What ones do you guys go to?
I mean, Savoy's gonna pick the more durable one, so definitely the leather. But Savoy's not in charge right now.
No, it's Zahil, who has a cute little tittering young fox fae on their arm, correct?
Correct, yes. Zahil will grab whatever is nearest that doesn't seem to upset the young fox fae.
So basically, I imagine that Zahil being Zahil probably goes for like the ones that look nicer, like the ones that have like little hand painted designs or whatever. And
definitely.
The
little the better.
the fox fae actually tugs on your arm and is like, "What are you doing? That's for the bigger guys. We need to go for those ones."
And Zahil rolls their eyes and is like, "Well, fine."
It's just better to not upset people.
Zahil just chuckles and keeps their following thoughts to themselves, which is totally out of character.
They're trying to impress a lady, so.
Yeah.
Excellent. What about the rest of you? What ones do you go for?
So, sorry, what were the choices again?
There is the more durable, made of stretched leather ones, and then there's ones that are made out of an oiled parchment.
Okay. And what are these ones that we're referring to? Just because my ADD is all over the place tonight.
Basically, the nicer ones, the more noble of the foxes seem to be getting, while the ones that are made of parchment are the ones that everyone else is getting. What?
What is ones describing?
What
is the object
lanterns
that we're choosing?
Lanterns.
Lanterns. Okay. I think Dick will go for a leather one then, yeah.
Okay. What about Jonas and Mira?
Mira would probably take Lily's hand again and go for a paper one.
Okay.
Jonas would say goodbye to his dance partner and go back to join Mira and Lily and grab a paper lantern as well and kind of give Mira, like grab Mira by the waist, kind of like a pull in for like an apologetic side hug, like, sorry I was being a little butthead.
Excellent. So wait, you're going for paper?
Yes.
Okay. And Mira, are you heading with Jonas?
Yep.
Okay. So Dick, as you grab the paper, the leather lantern, and Naomi's kind of following you on this one, you do get weird looks. You do catch one of the fox's eyes as they seem to kind of glare, but they don't say anything. But do take a point of sanity damage.
Okay. Dick just looks at everybody like, what?
And they don't respond. They just look away and continue on their own, like nothing is wrong.
Okay.
All right. So
Hold on 1 second.
with that, as you grab the lanterns and people are just talking, of course, it's when we start streaming that the guy starts working in our basement.
Yep.
Alas.
Clockwork.
Like clockwork. We even tell him our streaming schedule. Oh well. So, as you guys are standing around tittering, that's when there's an archway of these fairy lights that just lights up around the trees. And 2 foxes step through. One wears a beautiful dress that's these wonderful autumn colors, the big ball gown type dress with one of those lace frills like you'd see in the Renaissance, and lace collars and lace cuffs. You get the feeling that this is the queen, the one that is being married, and by her side is a groom who is similarly well dressed with ornate leaf work on his vest and a cap with the most glorious plumage and filigree work that seems to almost grow off his hat. They both have these extremely ornate masks that they wear, and they almost seem to have this glowing presence about them as they stand there in the archway. Cheers erupt among the foxes as this couple stands there with they are holding among themselves one lantern that's bigger and fancier than all the rest. It seems to be Jonas, like, yeah. It seems to be made like a swan. It's like paper made to look like a swan, but still have this kind of aged looking parchment paper. It's frankly beautiful. So what are you guys' reactions? Jonas, we know, is here like
Feels like whooping and catcalling, like, yeehaw!
woo, woo.
Yeah.
Yeehaw, fellow cowpokes, right?
Yes.
Yep. How do you yeehaw, my fellow cowpokes? I think Dick is still looking a little confused and leans over to one of the foxes and is like, so, I'm supposed to pick a lantern. Nobody, is this like the wrong lantern?
The fox looks at you and says nothing, and instead says, "We celebrate the bride and groom now."
Okay, well, you enjoy that.
Naomi actually looks around and is like, that's odd.
Dick just sort of shrugs and goes, well, considering the venue, I suppose we should expect that.
Even so, did you get a weird feeling when you picked up that lamp?
A little bit, yeah. It did seem a little odd after I picked it up. Mostly I just assumed that's because everybody was giving me funny looks.
I felt like a sinking in my stomach, almost. It's hard to describe. Maybe it was just because they were looking at us strange.
Maybe.
So as you two talk, one of the foxes lean over and go, "Shh, we celebrate the bride and groom now." Naomi's like, sorry.
Dick just, because she's wearing those fancy Ray-Ban sunglasses still, just does the, like, putting her finger on the very back of the arms of the sunglasses to flip them up so that the fox can see her eyes. And she just gives him a glare.
My favorite is actually when you pull it down and glare that way,
Yeah, that's one way to do it. But yeah, she just flips the glasses up and glares and then drops them back down.
all that reminds me of is, this thing you play with kids where y'all,
Definitely not the expression on Dick's face.
Yes, I know, but all the same, the effect is the same. Mostly them looking oddly at you. So, with that, the announcer, the one in the gold robes, stands back up and says, "We will now proceed through the woods, through the path to the Great Spring, where we will go over the precepts and precincts, the history of our people. Please stay single-filedly, especially guests. I would stay closer to the middle of group. We wouldn't want you to get lost."
Why did they have to say it like that?
Zahil pats his date on the arm and is like, come, and like trots off, throwing a look back at everybody else. With
grabs
a shit-eating grin.
I love Zahil. Dick grabs Naomi's hand and tries to get kind of in line right behind Zahil and their date, as it were.
Yeah, this little fox girl is just all looking at her friends like, look what I picked up, and just like poofing up its little like floof, its little moth floof, like ee.
With Dick's free hand, though, she's gonna just sort of reach in and make sure her gun's where it's supposed to be and that it feels properly loaded.
Naomi
is feeling a little uneasy.
Yeah, Naomi actually noticed this and leans over and says, "Are you all right?"
Feeling a little uneasy. I got a bad feeling about this, and usually when I get a bad feeling about something, it goes pretty sideways.
Lily from somewhere behind you says, "You had to say it. You had to say it. A bad feeling about this. There's a rule. You're not supposed to say that in all the movies, yes?"
Dick just looks back at Lily and goes, they stopped saying it in Star Wars, and that's when everything went to shit. So I'm going to say I got a bad feeling about this if I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh. What's the Star War?
Mira, we're going to have a talk.
Mira just looks at Dick like she doesn't know what the fuck Star Wars is either.
Oh, we're definitely going to have a talk.
Jonas, do you have any idea what they're talking about?
Yeah. Jonas just kind of shrugs.
You're like, it was fine.
No, Jonas enjoyed it a lot. He watched all of them and stayed on top of all the series and offshoots and stuff, but he's just kind of like
Star Wars 27 came out last year.
He just takes a mental note like, maybe I'll show them, but maybe I won't.
Yes, family time, Star Wars education.
Yes, the important things. The important things in life. Watching Star Wars with your family.
The important stuff.
Teaching the proper etiquette of Han shop first and
Exactly.
So there is some idle chatter as the parade starts. through the woods, and the path is lit up with these lanterns that have smaller moths circling around them. And these lanterns look like big plants. Can people roll me just straight up sharp?
Boom.
Ooh. I actually failed a sharp roll for once.
Okay.
What
about
I'm gonna take.
Oh,
Wait.
I'm gonna take the fail because
Wait,
I
why don't
freaking
I
need
know?
experience.
Heal also
Jonas
failed.
struggles.
Ugh.
Mira.
I got a 10.
Okay. Okay. So, Dick.
Ooh. My roll means that I rolled a 6. Wait, that's not good. I'm rolling 2 dice. Never mind.
What? Hold on. Wait, I'm
what?
confused. What?
I was like, ooh, a 7. That means I rolled a 6. And it's like, nope, I rolled with 2 dice. Did not roll a 6.
So what did you get?
I got a 7.
Okay. So
Okay.
you're fine. All right. So these lanterns. Now, Dick, you're the one who is paying the most attention to this. These lanterns seem to like your eyes are drawn to them. You watch as these plants seem to pulsate and move. Like you realize that they are not lamps. These are actually plants. And then you watch as this plant, as these moths and bugs flitter around this plant, and it opens up and eats them. Take a point of sanity.
Oh, that is unsettling.
Welcome to the anglerfish flowers, my friend. The rest of you don't see this. You notice the lights. I'd say those of you who rolled mixed success, you notice the lights. You're like, oh, those are pretty. Really nice. They've kind of got like this orangey color to them, and they're on these thick vines, and it's really, really pretty. But you don't really notice anything beyond that. Mira, you do get a feeling about these plants. I don't know if it's because you have something similar from where you're from, or you know a little bit more about biology of predators, being a predator yourself. But you do realize that this is almost the way that glamour works, where it is something pretty that attracts prey just to eat it. That, it's a predator flower. So you know not to get too close to it. While Dick, you really can't look away. Zahiel's like, Flair's gorgeous.
Mira kind of feels a weird kinship with these plants, but at the same time, she kind of doesn't like that.
Nope, don't like that. I'm the only one allowed to be a predator around here. So Dick, as you're walking along, you just keep looking at these lights, and you're starting to get more and more uneasy. You are now at 3 sanity damage, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are feeling really on edge. You realize you're grinding your teeth without knowing it. Naomi tugs on your arm a little and says, "You're right. You seem..."
Yeah, I just got a bad feeling about it. The plants are carnivorous apparently, and that's usually not a good sign.
Well, the trees are infected with black
Mhm.
goo, so I mean, that seems to be relatively normal for this place. Of course, the pretty things would be somewhat dangerous.
Yeah, I'm just kind of uneasy about it. I'm ready to go meet with Fancy Pants, and then let's get back. Because a lot about this party ain't exactly as advertised.
I don't know. I've had a very nice time so far. I mean, yes, there's been some odd behavior, but there hasn't been anything outwardly wrong, has there?
Well, um, not exactly. It's just a feeling.
Hmm.
More like
Okay.
instinct.
Well,
A detective's hunch, if you will.
uh, I am, of course, going to believe you if that's what you say. But I'm not really. Hmm. I'll pay more attention.
And just keep your eyes open.
The
It's
heel's
just
gonna
hard.
tilt their head back and be like almost owl style and just be like, Dick, are your trousers on too tight? Because you're being a real tight ass tonight.
Sorry. Dick, without skipping a beat, just looks back at the heel and goes, "Hey, the tightness of my ass has nothing to do with this.
No,
I'm
he's like,
just
oh,
saying, there's some weird stuff going on. Weird for even where we're at."
what does that mean? Says Lily from the back of your little group. What does it mean to have a tight ass?
Mira,
Does it mean the poop won't come out?
Mira, onto Lily's hand with the hand that is not holding her lantern. Just focuses on like spinning Lily in circles and making sure that she's focused on not that.
Sometimes if I have big poops, my butt feels tight too. It's okay.
Dick is just like, yeah, that's great, kid.
Naomi is like hyperventilating over there, trying so hard not to just laugh.
Dick pulls out her own flask and just starts drinking.
Jonas kind of smirks, but he's more focused on looking at their surroundings just to make sure like nothing's just gonna jump out and grab him or something. Not that he's not on edge, he's just being
I mean, you
vigilant.
were almost kidnapped by one of the warring tribes, so I can understand why. So as you continue on, the lights become fewer and farther between. The foxes almost blend in with their surroundings on the path ahead. The only way you're able to really know that you are there and with them is their lanterns. And it almost seems like a sea of stars walking through this forest. You all realize that no, in general, it's getting hard to see in this part of the woods. It's almost like a unrealistic darkness, a supernatural darkness, if you will, that only the lights seem to shine through. Let's have everyone roll cool.
Okay. What happens if Zahil loses a cool roll?
Turn back to Savoy. Oh, she's
Fair.
fine. Zahil's fine.
Zahil is.
Yeah, and Jonas
Dick's not
is just
doing
like,
so hot.
Dick.
Yeah, Mira got a 6 too.
Oh
Do I
boy.
reroll
Okay,
that or let it go?
that's up to you, fam. Okay. Mira, you lost your
I'll let
first
it go.
point of sanity. You found the darkness unnerving, but you're fine. Dick. Remind me and remind the audience what your fears are.
So it's been pretty much the driving force behind Dick's entire existence. Which
Relationship with Naomi, all of that.
Yeah, every time Dick gets into a relationship, the other person ends up dead. So it happened with her first partner, who was a dryad, and then again with a boyfriend later who ended up working for organized crime, and she ended up having to kill him herself because they were on opposite sides of a job. And then she got another girlfriend after that who got killed in a mugging gone wrong. So her biggest fear is getting close to someone and then them being violently killed.
And definitely the first one of those was the most painful, correct? Okay.
And unknown to anybody in the group, that relationship left her, I believe the term is fey-touched. So Dick doesn't even really understand that.
Yeah, so and you brought this up last time and just pointing it out, like the foxes really haven't bothered you. They haven't touched you, they haven't really tried to engage with you. And I don't know if that's something that's worthy of note as much.
I think Dick might be picking up on it now because she's like analyzing everything at the moment.
Yes, they have not touched you or really interacted. They haven't interacted with the group in general, just addressing the group. You saw Jonas kind of almost be stolen, but that weird fox lady that you had met before, you actually did not engage with you at all. Not really.
Okay.
So these are things that you're kind of dawning on you. As this surreal darkness falls and your vision fades, you see a light in the forest, a green light, and just off to the side of the path. And you look, and it is your long lost dryad love, who is holding a lantern that shines with a green light. And she turns and walks into the woods.
Okay. Yeah, Dick's definitely losing her cool.
Oh yeah, you're at 4. Like in terms of monster of the week, you would be unstable. Well, yeah, you're reaching unstable. 4 damage total. 4 mental damage.
When did I take a fourth one?
Oh. So your first one was eating food. The second one was engaging with the fox lady, correct? The third one was failing that initial whirl and seeing the
so there was
lamp eat.
There's the wine grabbing the lamp and then the
Oh yeah, grabbing the lamp.
plants.
The plants, and you just lost one right now.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
Sorry. That's it.
Okay. So sorry. Getting back on track.
Yes. So if
Dick
this was
sees that and mutters, like that's not really Adina. Nope, that's not real.
now Naomi says, "What?"
It's... Remember when I said I have a bad feeling about this?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember me mentioning Adina?
At some point, yes. But not tonight.
She's very dead. I just saw her in the woods with a light and started walking away from us.
Okay. Just as a, I guess, sanity check, I didn't see any light. So.
Yeah, that's why I say I've got a bad feeling about this. Something's messing with at least my head, if not other people's.
Naomi looks to the rest of you. Zahil, you're heading the group, and says, what about the rest of you? Are you all doing okay?
Zahil, kind of does the owly swivel thing again and says, other than the trees pulsing, everything's fine.
Oh, the forest does that, says your little date. Little foxy date, who I need to change the voice to be less like Lily. But the forest does that from time to time. It is said that people who are not part of the forest, it can be weird on the head. Sometimes. It's okay. That is why we walk in group.
That's good. Zahil does that soft caressing back of the hand brush across her cheek.
Naomi's like, right, weird on the head. Is that have to do with the forest being unwell, or it's the way that it has been since we remember? This enchanted forest, after all. Don't humans have stories about enchanted forests?
I suppose they do.
Jonas, you are the expert on fairy tales-ish, aside from Tilda, who is not here currently.
Yeah,
but
Jonas,
you can call her up.
Yeah, Jonas read into all that stuff, especially after his experience as a child, so but he's kind of not super present. He's just kind of in his own mind. He's being vigilant of making sure everybody's staying in the line and not getting lost, and as well as trying to figure out in his mind what's going on, what the game is.
Okay, so you're being super just critical. So you probably aren't paying too much attention to this conversation, right?
Yeah, not really.
So Naomi kind of is like, Jonas, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Mara, you and Jonas are dating, aren't you?
Mira's just I suppose in human terms.
Well, in human terms, is he all right?
Jonas just smiles at Mira.
Yeah,
Waits for
Mira
her.
her nose a little bit and I got you, boo, kind of attitude. She just looks at her nose a little bit and she's like, he said he was all right, didn't he?
Were you? Look, Dick says that she saw something concerning in the forest and is super on edge, and I'm just making sure that everyone else is all right. I'm sorry that I offended, but I'm getting concerned if Dick is so on edge.
Mira kind of gets rid of that playfulness, and she looks at Naomi a little more seriously, and she's like, she just says, make sure that you keep Dick close to you, that's all.
Jonas will add to that, like, let's just all stay in line and celebrate the bride and groom, right? That's what we're here to do. Celebrate the bride and groom.
Lily actually pipes up and says, "You don't seem very happy, Jonas. Are you not having a fun time? Did you not have fun with the dancing?"
What are you talking about? I'm having a great time, Lily. I just haven't experienced this forest before, so I'm just paying attention to what's going on. And thinking about all the nice things that we can say to the bride and groom.
Sometimes I've been in this forest before, and sometimes I see really cool things in the forest, and I go run off, and it's really fun because there's all kinds of really cool things in there, like waterfalls. At one point, I saw a bear, and it was really cool, and it was big and fluffy, and I petted its head, and the bear brought me back to Temrio, but then I've seen little shiny fairies that are like so tiny, like fireflies. And I remember that there was a time where I went and I got fireflies with my sisters. I would go out and I would fill a jar with the fireflies, but I hear that you don't want to do that with fairies, that they don't like that.
I can attest to that. They do not like that.
Mira, do you like that?
Mira just reaches out and like uses a finger to boop Lily on the nose. And she's like, would you like to be stuck in a jar?
If it means that I'm shiny and make other people happy for a little while, then yeah. I'd be okay being in a jar.
Jonas' smile just fades.
At that point, Dick kind of chimes in, present enough to hear that bit of the conversation, and goes, I know a real nice lady in Narlands that could do that for you. We could
put me in a jar?
Miniaturize you, put you in a jar, poke some holes in the top so you can breathe.
Mira hisses slightly under her breath.
Well, I would do it if it made people happy, and I could be like shiny. If I was shiny, I would do it. But I don't think I'm shiny. Am I? If I took this lamp and I wore it on my head, would I be shiny?
Dick just sort of chuckles. Goes, that's real sweet, kid, and yes, you're plenty shiny.
Fireflies, they have lanterns like this, except on their butts.
They do have lamps on their butts.
Oh, then we're holding them wrong. Wait, was that what it means to have a tight ass? Is you hold the lantern with your butt?
Full circle.
Jonas just gives Mira a meaningful look as to say, like, do you want to be the one to reel her in, or do you want me to?
Is this a mom issue or is it a dad issue?
Uncle Dick is just sitting back going, I'm gonna let the parents take care of this one.
Mira just looks down at Lily and she's like, sweetheart, I don't think it's polite conversation to talk about the tightness of one's ass while at a wedding. Do you think we could
Heel and Dick was talking about ass tightness.
Oh, no. Zahil's not a good example.
Yeah.
Dick just looks at Mira and goes, hey. Dick looks at Mira and just goes, hey, Zahil started it.
Mira raises her voice a little bit so that Zahil can hear her from the front of the group and just goes, yeah, well, Zahil's never really a good measuring stick for things that require tact. So I don't think we should use that example.
But Zahil is what? Slaying.
You can just hear Zahil cackling up ahead. That's all.
Mira, unfamiliar with this slang, just looks confused.
Maybe Jonas kind of steps in and is like, maybe we should ask Zahil's very pretty friend what we're supposed to be doing right now at the wedding other than walking.
Pretty friend is oblivious.
Zahil pretends to remain oblivious, also laughing and twittering with her, pointing at the pretty lights in the forest. Zahil's no help. No help at all.
Sounds about right.
But yes, so aside from that, Dick, in this dark part of the woods, you don't see Adina again. However, you always feel like, one, that you're being watched, and two, you're getting like the sensation of like seeing things on the side of your vision, just like right there in your peripheral, but when you turn your head to look, it's gone.
Okay. So you could say that Dick always feels like somebody's watching me.
Listen, I will throw this at the camera.
I regret to inform you that on this day, Michael Jackson is still dead. Tomorrow, we could have something, but for now, I regret to inform you that news.
Oh gosh.
Goodness. There's a whole story to that one. Anyways.
I think that needs explaining. It's an inside joke.
It would take too long. Hang out with us on Discord and we'll explain it.
We'll explain everything.
Speaking of Discord.
Yeah, that if you're not a part of the Discord, come join in Michael Jackson fun.
Oh my god. So yeah, Dick grabs the flask of vervain tea and just starts sipping from it. Just hoping it helps.
Well, nothing.
While looking around.
Okay. Roll me sharp, my friend.
9.
9. Okay, mixed success. This is what I'll give you. I'll treat it kind of like an investigate a mystery kind of role.
Okay.
What you realize is that you aren't being compelled by anything.
Okay.
Like
that's cool.
nothing is compelling you.
I knew that.
Yes.
But I don't think Dick knew that. So that's cool.
Yes, no, this is good information. So you're sipping this tea and you don't feel any different. Like you're still seeing things on the side of your face, like there's still feeling like you're being watched, but you know that nothing's in your head. Well, I mean, something's in your head, but none of these fae are like trying to control you.
It's whatever it is, it's not something that Dick has encountered.
Yes, no, the foxes are not doing this to you.
Right. So yeah, Dick's just like, oh, hooray! New stuff. New stuff to mess with me. That I don't know about.
Naomi's like, what?
Let me explain. No, there's too much. Let me sum up. This, and she holds the flask of her vein tea. This is supposed to keep things from messing with your head, from compelling you. It's not doing anything for me right now, which means that it two possibilities. One, that was actually Adina in the woods walking around, which we know is impossible, even in this realm is impossible. Or two, something else is messing with my head that I don't know about. And if I don't know about it, it's really dangerous.
Should we... Would it be impolite to call in and ask the experts, so to speak?
I would not mind asking Doc about it.
Unfortunately, the one with the orb was looks at Zahil.
There's like a brief notion of silence, and then their feathers ruffle up and they're like, oh, and they reach into their coat pocket and produce the orb and then pass it back to Dick.
And your little Dick goes, ooh, that's very much shiny.
Yes it is, but not as shiny as you, and boops her nose.
So it took me a second. I did not think you said little date right there. It sounded like you said something else.
I mean,
I was like, wait, what?
I heard that too, and I just glossed over it.
I just had to check to see if it was just me or not.
Luckily, I don't know what that is with my innocent mind, so I will leave that alone.
That's fine.
Anyways.
That's fine.
This is
so
fine.
Zahil hands Dick or Naomi, whoever reaches for it first, the orb.
I assume it'd be Dick, although probably you have to shift hands with the lamp.
Yeah. Dick might actually let Naomi handle it.
Okay. Naomi's like, okay, and grabs the orb. Someone roll me a D6 straight up and down. I would say Dick, probably you. 2. All right. So the one who answers the other side is Selena. Basically, it could be Tilda, Selena, or Faith. So Selena's like, yes, hello, yes, hi, hello, how is this thing on? It seems to be working. Oh, excellent. It's the reception is fuzzy.
God. Hey, Sparky, there. Could you get the doc?
Oh, yes, Tilda. Certainly. What is it that you need?
Well, something's messing with my head, making me see stuff here in this infected, pulsating forest. And it's not compulsion, because Vervain isn't doing anything. So,
well, is it?
I need to know what's messing with me.
Is it a enchanted forest?
I mean, we're with fox creatures, and we're at a fairy wedding in the fairy realm, so enchanted is probably a definite.
Okay, well, look no further than fairy tales, of course. Actually, this reminds me of one of those really retro, old, like first generation. No, maybe not that old, but a really old game that my that Faith played. Actually, I think I'll go ask Faith.
Dick looks to Naomi and just very quietly goes, "See, this is why I wanted the doc." She gets right to the point.
So you hear Selena open a door, and it's like, "Oh, Faith, what was that game that you played with the fairy boy with the green hat and the what was it?" And you hear Faith go, "Legend of Zelda." Yes, that is the one. Do you remember that place in that game that I watched you play with the forest? And you mean the Lost Woods? Yes, that is the one. They're in an enchanted forest, and I was wondering if your game knowledge, your elite gamer skills could help us out. And Faith's like, "Oh my god, never say that again." "What? Gamer skills? No, that other thing." "Elite? Oh god, no one has used that since the 2000s. Please." um
Dick is just heavy sighing, going, "This is why. This is why. This is why." Future time in the future, when we go on crazy adventures into the Fey realm, and we only have one way of communicating with our world, we're not giving it to the what is the last name? Moonstone.
yeah.
We're not giving it to either of the Moonstones.
Naomi's like, they have their uses.
This ain't the one.
So Faith is more or less handed this orb. It's like, "Well, tell them about it." I don't know how this is relevant, but Mom says it is. So basically it's woods that by in itself, humans can get lost in and kind of lose their mind. The only ones that are safe are like children. No, wait, the children became the skull kids. That's right. I don't know. I don't know how this is relevant. Sorry.
Okay, so you're telling me that the forest is easy to get lost in,
Yeah.
and it's possibly messing with my head.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Moonstone Obviouses. I knew that. How do I fix it?
Well, have you in the game you like listen to music to try to find your way through? I don't think that's relevant. Or follow lights to make your way through in one of the games. Whatever direction the wind's blowing, and that would get you out on the other side. Okay, just don't wander off the path.
This is. I don't know that. This isn't a game. We're in an actual fairy realm.
Didn't that jerk ass king prince guy say that this is a game?
You think he knows about video games?
I don't know. Could. How long has he been spying on the human world?
I have no idea.
Look,
all right.
Here's the situation: is you're out of the ordinary, ain't you? And believe it or not, from the bullshit that I've seen so far, looks like video game logic and fairy tale logic actually applies way more than you'd think. That's what Tilda says too with her whole D&D bullshit. She's actually been pulling from like the monster manual. No one plays D&D anymore. Like that wasn't that canceled back in like the 20s?
I don't know, but that stuff originated in mythology, so that actually makes sense.
So does
Zelda
video
was-
games.
I don't think Zelda was based on mythology. Doesn't matter. This was extremely marginally helpful, so
You're welcome.
thanks, I guess.
Good luck. Just stare at a light bulb or something for a while until you regain sanity. That's how
Stare at a light bulb.
or a light. That's how it works in video games. If you lose sanity in the darkness, then look at the light.
I hate this place. I hate today. I hate everything.
Naomi actually says, he could have a point.
Okay. Dick pulls out her cell phone, turns the brightness up on the screen, and just stares at it. Is it helping her feel any better?
You actually feel vaguely better.
Alright, nobody tell the kid this is actually helping.
Hey, listen, I'm actually still on the other line and told you fucking so. God, I love it when I can say that.
Enjoy it for now, because eventually I'm coming back.
Yeah. And my point remains that I just saved your ass from whatever sanity sapping properties your magical lost woods has.
Okay, thanks, bye.
How do I turn this thing off?
Pretty much.
All right.
So yeah, Dick's gonna put in some earbuds with some relaxing music and just stare at the bright screen.
All right. You do get a point of sanity back.
Woot.
With that, you start coming out of the dark part of these woods. Things start becoming lighter. The foxes are becoming more visible. And you see that there is a huge body of water that honestly you couldn't see before. Just in this clearing in the woods as the trees light up, like basically thin out. The sky is all gray and muddy. You weren't really able to see it before with everything else going on, with the forest and the trees and the deep woods. But now that you see it, the sky does feel wrong. Everyone roll cool for me. Two. All right.
Great.
5.
Okay.
I get
Whoa!
some goods.
What did you get, Mira?
5.
Oh, goody. We're gonna have some funness, but we'll find out what that did after our break.
Uh-oh.
SpaghettiOs!
So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, so go grab snacks, hydrate, stretch your legs, all that good stuff, and we'll be right back.
Doot, 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 doot.
And we're back.
Okay. Hello. Welcome back. So when we last we were here in 10 minutes ago.
When we last left
When we last left our heroes, the sky felt wrong. We had 3 people fail. For you 3, the sky is not just in the sky. It is a dense fog, and it's hard to breathe. You are all struggling for air. Just the air itself feels wrong, tastes wrong. It's filling your mouth and your lungs, and it's just wrong.
Yeehaw!
It's almost like it's crawling down your throat and in your chest.
Gags. Just like
ugh.
gag noises coming from Zahil as they
Sticky.
like try and cough it back out.
It's just
You all right
sticky
there?
hair.
Zahil?
Sticky air.
Dick says to Zahil.
Zahil can't answer because they are still coughing.
The fox date looks back at you and shrugs.
They point to their throat and they're like, "What is this?"
I don't know what they're talking about. Mira and Jonas, you're also affected.
Mira just silently tries to breathe through it.
You're like, this feels weird, but I'm fine. I'll suffer.
Yeah, I mean, she's experienced weirder shit. I don't think thick air is really gonna do much for her,
Thick,
you know?
sticky, weird air.
I love it that Zahil is like gagging
It's like
and
a
having
big
trouble
drama.
breathing. And then Mira's just like, I've seen some shit.
The pH in the soil is too high.
What about you, Jonas?
So Jonas is trying not to make a big deal of it or freak out too much, but he's visibly shaken and he's struggling to keep his composure because this is kind of one of Jonas's
His
like
fears.
So he's trying to put on a brave face, but he's having a really hard time.
Take another point of sanity damage then, Jonas.
Oh, this sucks. Never mind,
Oh,
Jonas
yeah.
is fine. He doesn't care.
It's just, what's whatever, you know.
It's whatever. No, I'd say because it's affecting you so much, because this directly corresponds to a fear of yours, you're directly responding to it with, I would say, a phobia response. Yeah, your sanity takes a huge hit. You are not, I would say, you're still stable. You're not like Dick was.
So have I taken 2 sanity loss from this
3.
encounter then?
You've taken 3 in total.
Yeah, 3 in total, but 2 from just this.
Yes,
Okay.
from just this.
Cool.
You are not unstable, but you are struggling.
I feel like Jonas is doing the Jake Peralta thing and just like, cool.
Naomi gives you all, specifically you, Zahil, and Jonas, odd looks. Like,
Zahil flips her off.
then looks at Dick like, are you Are you okay?
I guess they skipped me on this one. Maybe it's the music or the light. I'm feeling fine. Here, Beastie, look at this. Dick just like holds her maximum brightness phone screen up in your face.
They go almost cross-eyed trying to look at it and like you incredulously and is instantly distracted.
Yeah, it doesn't help you. That would help you if you were in unstable, but
Just tips her off
maybe,
again.
so
maybe it doesn't work for birds. I don't know.
yeah, the fox state is just like, what is this strange light device magic that you bring upon this people? Is it going to be a gift for the bride and groom?
Oh hell no! This is my phone.
What is this? The phone?
It's I don't know what you have in this realm. Do you have like communication enchantments, something where you can talk to somebody over a long distance?
Mirrors.
Sure, it's like that, but way more complicated, and it does a lot more things.
It's the theme of a jiggy with a dilly whopper. Says Neve is my daddy.
Yeah, exactly.
With a dilly whopper. Oh, that's great. That's great. So it's like, so it uses the magic to run? What kind of human magic is this?
Dick just kind of holds the phone up and goes,
Oh no.
it's well, it's just powered by Candroid.
We lost Yaz.
No.
No, the humanity.
I stole my pupper.
Yeah, I stole my pupper. Yeah, give it a sec for Yasmin to come back. Sorry about the weird screenness, my dudes. So yeah, Gandroid? Is that what you said this kind of magic is called?
Yeah, powered by Candroid.
Candroid. What is this Candroid? Is it your god of your world? Like we have a god of this world?
No, that's the other one, Apple.
Apple. Wait, do you have two gods then? God of the apple and the god of the Candroid.
It's a whole pantheon, really.
Wow.
But yeah, it's sure, why not? It's magic. It uses electricity magic.
Electricity magic. That is incredible. I have heard of this electricity magic, the power of storm. But that is not a power that we have here in ours, the bubble, this dimension. It used to be that we once had.
Got
oh.
Pulsating trees. Anyways, go on.
It used to be that at one time we had a whole pantheon of gods. But all the gods separated when we were chased out of the country by the human people. Now there is only one god per world. Until the time that we are reunited.
That's fascinating.
That is why it's so crucial that we go back. This world is, as you know, it cannot be sustained.
It certainly does seem to be falling apart. That is true. Well, we're hoping to talk to your boss man, Tim Ryu, and work that out, but we gotta go actually see him.
Oh, but not today, certainly, because there is the wedding.
Yeah, the wedding. What's our ETA on that, by the way? Or are we
We are
would you say we're
almost
about
there.
halfway done with this shindig?
We are almost to the pond, and then we will recite our history, and then you will learn more about us, this people.
Right. History.
Is Jonas still
all right,
unable
well,
to breathe?
Yeah, it's difficult. I think you're working your way through it, but it is still like the air tastes wrong and is wrong. So you can breathe, like you're realizing, oh, this is breathable. It's just wrong.
Okay. Sorry, Dick, what were you saying?
I don't remember. Yaz said that her computer just shut down.
Oh no!
She'll be right back. That was about 5 minutes ago, so hopefully she'll be back any minute now.
Any second now.
Oh, Dick was just saying, right, history, because history is always short and doesn't take a whole lot of time to go over.
It is tradition. And you are but our guests. How do you expect to understand us and our prince if you do not understand our history?
Fair point. I just want to get out of here before, we turn green or grow an extra head or something like that.
You'll not turn green or grow an extra head. The worst that can happen is you'll be lost in the woods forever. But that is why you stay on the path.
Yeah, that is also... Yeah, that's also something I'd like to avoid.
Lily is like, everything is fine. I'm having a good time.
That's great, kid. I'm glad you're having fun.
I don't understand why everyone's so scared. It's just a forest. It's always been like this.
What's Mira's reaction to that? I'm curious.
Sorry, I was talking to my mother.
No worries.
So Mira's reaction to what Lily is saying, that it's always been this way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Mira really has any sort of like interesting outward reaction to that. I mean, obviously that's not the same for her because her world didn't have like oozing disgusting trees. So it's more so interesting to her than anything else, because it's so vastly different. So I don't think she really has that much of a reaction to it.
Mm-hmm. Regardless, so you guys are seeing that the parade is going kind of around this lake, like as if the people are spreading out around it so that they have equidistant before they release their lanterns. But you believe that this is the location. And Yasmin's back! I have to play musical cameras. It's okay.
We have it. Everyone turn your cameras off. And then... oh, actually, Yaz, you're good. So I think... Riley. Yes, and then Rowan.
Ta-da!
Yay!
All fixed.
Everybody's in the right spot.
Okay. So everyone's kind of fanning out around the lake. We just had some conversation.
Distancing. At least they're following proper rules.
There's a whole lot of other problems with this forest than COVID, let me tell you. Yeah, so they are kind of distancing themselves, and then at the far end of the lake there is a wooden platform that kind of goes above the lake, and that is where the couple in question, the king and queen of the moth foxes, get up and stand. And then a sort of like stand, and the moth fox in the gold robe stands on top of that and addresses the crowd. For some reason, his voice is able to carry and echo out throughout this area. You don't know if it's by magic or if they have some sort of speaker system that you can't see. Probably not, considering fairies, but you've seen weirder. And he speaks.
They do they use the sound god called Bose?
Yeah, totally. Something like that.
I'm terrible.
You're terrible. He's like, please celebrate this great gathering of people and great gathering of us and esteemed occasion by placing your lanterns on the lake. First, it will be our auspicious couple that will do the placing, and then everyone else will follow the suit. And Naomi actually pauses when she hears that. It's like, the suit? Wasn't that your nickname for me or something? It's a really stupid nickname.
Pardon me. Made me laugh right as I was eating a chip.
Oh no! I made Raven die.
Oh. Yes. Dick just gives Naomi like a smirk.
So, the couple, they raise their swan lantern up in the air and then slowly set it down on the water, and it floats across. And then slowly cycling out, basically in two different lines, one on this side and one on that side from the couple, they start putting their lanterns in, like a ripple wave effect. Finally, it reaches your group. Sahil. The air still feels wrong, but you've gotten a hold of yourself more or less. Like, still like, but, you know, you aren't feeling like you can't absolutely breathe.
Just feels gross.
Yeah. But you are the first of the group to reach the water, or for the line to get to you. Do you just go drop it, like plunk, or carefully set it, or?
Zahil will kind of like look around awkwardly.
And then your little date with her little lantern, she places it gently on the water and lets it like push off.
Zahil will copy her. How well they do that, I am not sure.
Okay, so you roll cool for me.
Yeah.
Vanessa, you are infecting all of us.
Yeah.
I know. First Yeehaw and then the frog emojis.
Well, that was just that one. Because let's be real, there's the yeah you did, and then then there's the ma'am.
That's true.
Ma'am. Oh yes, ma'am. I forgot ma'am.
And then I cannot stop saying sorry, like a Canadian.
Zahil got an 11.
11.
Nice.
You do notice that you have a hard time seeing your reflection in the water. It's just kind of a dark surface, like a black mirror. Reference not not meant, but oh well. It's still like shiny and the water is calm, but there's like no fish that as far as you can see. It's just smooth and black. So you just set it on there and it's just a little odd and you're fine. Next up in the group is Naomi. Naomi will actually roll for this as well. But she goes and, kind of following suit, gently places the lantern on the water, just kind of awkwardly, like, touching it to try to, push it off, afraid that it isn't going to move. Okay, she's all right. She's more concerned about the lantern than anything else. Dick,
Right.
real cool. As you set your lantern up light.
I'm gonna re-roll that one with my the postman always rings twice.
I'm going to roll against you.
Okay. Go for it.
All right, -4.
So that makes it a 5.
That's a failure.
And I will add a d6. So it makes it a 7.
Mixed success. Yeah, you're leery because of everything that's happened as you hang over the water. And yes, the water does seem odd. You have the same observations that Savoy had. I mean, Zahil had. But you're fine. Next in the group is Lily, and Lily just hops over and places it on the water and just kind of blows on it to make it like go further across the water, and just is like all crouching there, all cute. She has no issue. Mira, you're next. Please roll cool.
Oh no.
What did you get?
I got a 4.
Oh no.
Okay.
You do have luck
Mira.
points. Just saying. You do have luck points.
We have 7 auto crits too. Like automatically crit.
Or is Mira gonna take it? Take the experience.
See, yes, but also I feel like Mira's more in her element in this kind of world, so I feel like it would make more sense if she didn't fuck it all up. So maybe
It is entirely up to you.
Yeah, I'll do the crit then.
Okay, auto crit. You are totally fine. You don't even give the water a passing glance. It doesn't even feel weird to you. Like, oh, duh. Of course the water's black.
Of course it is.
Oh, good. Good for you. All right, Jonas.
Boom.
Boom, chakalaka. You are totally fine. In fact, you feel more than fine. Like although you are having struggle breathing, you are not concerned about falling into the water at all.
Couple goals.
You're totally fine.
I'm still struggling to breathe.
No.
Oh.
Then the air feels wrong.
Okay.
Still. And I imagine that still triggers you a bit, but
I imagine it's
just
breathing
annoying.
heavily polluted air.
Yeah.
For being at a really high altitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
it's uncomfortable, but it's not triggering him.
When you breathe in campfire smoke.
Yeah.
Or smoky air where it kind of stings a bit, but but you can still breathe. All right. No, nothing happens. You all are okay. In fact, there's kind of like this nod to all the rest of you, like, nothing weird happened. Thank God.
Y'all made it.
So once everyone has set their lanterns afloat, the Fox in the Golden Robes starts his exposition. Let's be real here. And he says, "We, the Moth Foxes, have been the people of Temriu since the times before the Great Separation. We has been the chosen people of the Temriu, God of Heart. We's were the people who saw him before he lost his heart, before the humans stole his heart and shattered it in 1,000 pieces. And this is a great and auspicious time for the Foxmoth people, because at this time, the two families are merged. We have waited thousands of years for this day, where they will be wed. We have waited for the days where the beginning of our return and our reuniting with the other people would come. And that is how long this couple have waited to be married. They were in love before the days, right before the days of the Great Separation. We are delighted this day to be met with human guests, for we believe, of all people, to give humanity a second chance. Although they have destroyed our king and broke his heart in 2,000 pieces, he has raised an olive branch to them and to see if they can live in harmony, peacefulness with us, the fairies, again. And for that, we raise our praise to our great prince. And now we are here, and we hope that the day will come that these humans will return the heart to our king, so this land will no longer be ill, and that our king will return to the kind self he once was. With that, we wed these two. We, in the name of Temriu, God of Heart and God of Tricks, and of this great wood. And there is cheering all around the circle. And applause.
Zahil takes a moment, and there's most certainly hesitation and almost like a look of pure, unadulterated anger in their eyes. And like for a moment they wrestle with themselves, and then they raise their hands and they give a little clap, clap, clap.
What is the rest of your reaction to this?
Jonas would have reacted. Oh, do you want?
No, you
Jonas would have reacted pretty much the same way that Zahil acted. Just wrestling with himself and just looking very angry. And Zahil moving to clap is kind of what would snap him out of it and get him to clap as well.
Interesting.
Dick just sort of leans over to Naomi and is like, So, to fix everything, he just needs this heart, and all we gotta do is grab it, put it together, and give it back to him. One would think that, he could just say, hey, here's the heart, please bring it back to me.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that straightforward. Isn't it that?
Zahil here, Dick.
Yes.
They're
Dick is speaking quietly, but not like.
You're like right.
Zahil couldn't hear.
You're beside Naomi Zahil, so.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
While Naomi is responding to Dick, you I don't know if you would feel it before hearing it, because it is one of those sounds that travels first before you actually experience the sound itself. But Zahil, like, low decibel growling. And if Dick looked in their direction, there would be the flash of like all black eyes.
Dick's just gonna look at Zahil and go, did I miss something? I don't think I said anything inherently offensive, but do you want to fill me in on what I said?
Zahil responds and just says, "At another time, human." And the way that they say human sounds almost derogatory.
Yeah, no, Naomi caught that.
Dick just sort of lowers the sunglasses down the nose to look at Zahil and goes, really?
They flash their teeth at her.
You gonna lump me in with all of them?
Still teeth. All teeth.
At this point, Jonas kind of hisses, like, which is out of character for him, but it's just kind of like, you guys stop it.
Stop.
What's Mira doing?
Dick just looks at Jonas like, I just asked a question. And the way, I should emphasize, the way Dick asks the initial question of, like, one would think that they could just say, go here and bring this back without all this, fuss, is like, if you've seen National Treasure, when Riley's like, why can't they ever just say, here's the treasure, spend it wisely? Mm-hmm. Like, that's the tone and the attitude and the energy that Dick has in asking that question.
Oh no, Zahil's just furious at the moment. There's no gentleness about anything. They cannot process anything other than the literalness that they're hearing.
Oh yeah, that's totally fine. I just wanted to mention that earlier and I forgot to. Like, that's the energy that Dick had, and then it was just like, wait, what did I say?
Yeah. Let's see, Mira, how are you reacting?
Zahil's coldness, I guess, just that, like, very, very acidic reaction kind of makes her feel not uncomfortable, but it does, like, it sits on her skin weird. It, like, I don't know, she claps along with the crowd, and, like, she tries to chew over that feeling by herself.
Well, it's just one of those things, is that that's how you used to feel.
Yeah, so
she's
kind of now in this, like, weird in between where it's like, oh, these humans are okay. But also she's still very, very in touch with that feeling of, the humans are disgusting and get it away from me kind of thing, right? So it just very much sits on her skin. That makes her skin a little tingly, and she's just trying to sort through it, I think.
So, your date, Zahil, notices definitely your feelings and is a bit confused, but then kind of tugs on you and to pull you away from the crowd to speak to you for a moment.
Zahil goes with her, trying to, like, actively working to soften their expression. Which makes for a very interesting in between, like, hard, like, their eyes are still all black, like there's none of that yellow in their eyes that they usually have, and they give a smile that is just a little bit too feral.
I imagine Beast.
Yes.
From Beauty and the Beast, where he's like trying to smile. I want you to join me for dinner.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
So your little date, she pats you on the arm, and it's like, it is okay. Many of us do share your feelings too, but
And
it is not our rules.
This kind of gives Zahil pause, and Zahil tilts their head like that bird-like expression and then leans in just a little bit to be like, oh, what do you mean?
Like, curious.
Yes.
She smiles a little and she's like, well, you see, we do not have much choice. The humans are the ones with the pieces of the heart, aren't they? And if they do not return it, we will never get our prince back, and our land will never be cured. They hold the fate in their hands, and that's unfortunately the way it has been since Temryu gave his heart away to them in the first place.
Zahil does not have a response at this time. Zahil's smile wavers just a little bit. Oh my god, you guys have no idea, like, the absolute what they want to do versus what they should do moment. And Zahil takes a breath and straightens up, almost in a very Savoy way. And they say, and I mean, for curiosity's sake, since I come from a different world, what would King Temryu do having his heart back? I believe that he is kind to you, but what would he do for the rest of the worlds? And this is the most diplomatic thing Zahil has ever said.
It is hard to say. At one point, Temryu loved the humans, and that is why he was used and destroyed in the first place. I do not know if he would be so trusting again, but then again, that is why he sent the humans on such a rigmarole to find all his pieces and to see if he trusts them in the first place. He is deciding currently, right now, and will be able to see with clearer eyes, hopefully, when his heart is all in one place, how he truly feels. But the pieces of his heart do not agree right now. I do not think so. Because many were very hurt, and others had different experiences than he himself altogether. But we do not have a choice, regardless, not until he's together.
So Zahil accepts this answer entirely for the moment, and offers a hand to their date and says, I thank you deeply for enlightening me.
Yes, we will be the diplomats in this situation as they make their way to the castle. We want them to feel safe and secure and comfortable here until
Zahil,
we get what we want, of course.
and what is it that you want?
We want our forest cured. We want our home back. We want to get out of here in one piece and not be destroyed by our own forest as it crumbles in disarray. Temryu, as he is now, would just watch it happen.
And what is to say that Temuru Hole would not also watch it happen?
Because he was not like that. He just has no energy, no strength. He is very ill. He is also falling to pieces.
Zahil will reach out for her to give her kind of like a comforting pat, 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 and says, I would not hold your breath, small one, for pain changes people. But we will see what the humans can do.
We can only hope that the humans are better. But I, for one, do not always hold my breath for that too.
That is fair. Shall we return?
Yes. But do not be upset, okay?
I will try. And Zahil returns with their date, still looking very agitated, but a lot less aggressive.
So Naomi actually notices this, and it's like, what did they say?
If I told you now, they'd hear me.
I know, but you seem better.
They put a few things in perspective for me. And I promise not to go all bird god on their asses.
That's fair. I had nearly forgotten about the whole bird god thing.
I just have to remind you, human.
Oh yes, almighty bird god.
Zahil gives a light-hearted chuckle.
Tick,
Yeah, go ahead.
Tick sort of chuckles and looks at the whole exchange and just sort of shrugs. It was just like, well, I mean, not sure what exactly the big deal is. Humans are assholes, fairies are assholes, we're all people, and all people are assholes, so.
That's fair.
I'd say, I wouldn't trust either side, really.
So actually, Zahil, your date kind of leans over and says, well, yes, but fairies did not break our god.
Zahil does that soft cheek brush again and says that is correct.
Dick looks at her and goes, don't look at me, I didn't break anything. Well, I didn't break any gods.
The date says nothing else. Mira and Jonas. Like you see Zahil leave with this fox and then come back, placated somewhat.
Mira will probably bug Zahil about it later.
That's fair.
So, it's not very long after that that the ceremony officially ends, and they start their walk through the woods again. And then Naomi, with a sinking feeling, realizes something. And she's like, hey, listen, they didn't have their lights this time. How are we? It's going to be a lot difficult to get back the way we came.
Well,
They said
can't we
children
just
aren't affected by it. Lily could lead us.
no offense, there, Sunshine, but I'm not exactly comfortable letting the kid guide us through the woods.
Lily's like, but I'm the best at these woods. We could find a bear.
No offense, Dick, but I trust the kid over you in this setting.
Mira looks like
I'm not saying I can get us through the woods either. Just saying.
What was that, Mira?
oh, Mira just looks like she agrees with that.
Yeah, Dick's like, no, I wouldn't trust me to get us through the woods either, but the kid did just say we could go find a bear. Like that was a good thing.
Maybe in these woods, the bear would be a good thing.
Yeah, bears are good things. Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
Who also has brought their phone? Your cellular device.
Cellular.
Not Mira.
I think Jonas might have, just because he didn't think to take it out of his pocket.
Does the orb emit a glow?
Not particularly. It looks like a marble. In
That's
general,
what-
like a I don't know, like a marble with swirly sparkles inside of it. Like maybe a bit more like one of those balls that you shake and all the glitter goes.
Mira
So it's
perks
sparkly
up.
but not glowy.
Mira perks up and she looks at Jonas and her eyes twinkle.
Uh-oh.
Jonas just grins and is like, what? What?
She wiggles her fingers at him. Fire.
Oh. So, Jonas will just create like this spark in his hand just so that people can, I don't know, like, is there wood that could be like dead wood around that they can make torches out of?
Go ahead and roll investigate a mystery for me.
9.
9. Excellent. So I guess the question is, because it's mixed success, you can ask one, and you're asking if there's anything that I can use. What, you know?
Mhm.
You look around and you find, yeah, there's plenty of twigs and things that have fallen off the trees.
Oh,
Twigs and branches. They are quite dry too, so despite it being pretty close to a lake, so
Cool.
so you want to use that as a torch?
Yeah, well, Jonas is just gonna like create the fire in his hand so that other people could just like light their little torches and be on their merry way.
Okay. Do the rest of you grab sticks by Jonas's suggestion?
Yes. Well, Zahil does, because Zahil's not very good at opening Savoy's cell phone.
So
Okay,
I used a
so-
d6 on top of that, so to do the fire in my hand, that's an 11.
Okay, so it's a success. You do not have a glitch.
Dick's gonna stick with the phone.
So Naomi actually brings this up since no one else is like, Jonas, do you know how torches work?
Yes, but I thought that the GM was gonna let us use branches and pretend like it would work scientifically.
No, what I was going to have you do is do that and burn down the whole fucking forest and live with the consequences of your actions for thinking I was a dunderhead.
No, I thought you were benevolent. I didn't think you were a dunderhead. I thought you were benevolent.
Hold up a minute. I'm gonna see if Dick would think of something.
Okay.
I don't think that they would come up with it on their own, but if Naomi says, hold up a minute, that's not gonna work.
That's not how torches work. All you're going to do is burn your fingers.
Oh, right. You need a fuel source, right?
Yes, that's typically why you see in the movies and the books that they wrap it with an oil cloth.
Dick holds out a half-full flask of something very, very strong.
Oh dear God, that's what
flammable.
That's what you've been drinking this whole time.
I think this is a good opportunity for Jonas to take off his shirt again.
Yeah!
Mhm.
Take it off!
So Jonas will take off his shirt so they can rip it up.
Nice shirt that he borrowed from Savoy.
Savoy's not here right now. Zahil's in charge.
That's terrible.
Can Jonas do the thing that the old spice guy can do and like flex each pectoral muscle individually?
No. Unfortunately, Jonas does not have that talent.
Oh my God.
All right, so yeah, Naomi's like, it could presumably work. You're just gonna have to keep them, just redamp them every so often. Okay. So yeah, no, you guys spend all this time like tearing up shirts and stuff, and your fairy date, Zahil, and someone's like, what are the humans doing? Is this a ritual?
Well, you see, my wonderful human friends are unable to see in the dark as your fox, yourself and your fox friends are able to do so. And so we carry torches to light our way through the dark.
And you forgot your torches. And that is why you make torches out of the dead wood?
Yes. Exactly.
I see.
They were not properly prepared for this. Forgive them.
Dick just sort of goes, holding up the phone with the flashlight on it.
Yes, your magic electricity from your pantheon of gods. The Candroid and the Flapple.
Close enough. Yeah, see, Beastie, we're gonna have to have a chat later about you lumping me in with all the other humans.
They give that laugh that is more growl than laugh.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
That noiseless.
Zahil's a goblin.
Yes.
What y'all don't know is Zahil's half goblin.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, I think with the growl laugh, Dick just sort of like lowers the shades again from the front and goes, keep growling at me. We're either gonna fight or something else that's physically related.
Zahil meets her gaze and says, don't make promises you can't keep. And then looks at Naomi and winks and then turns back to their date.
Dick just gives Zahil a grin and shakes her head and starts helping the others.
The date says, oh, I have never had intercourse with a human.
Well, would you like to try? I have quite the selection here for you.
I'm sorry in advance. The dick's gonna say something.
Michael says either way they'll be grappling.
Yes. So Dick looks at Zaheel and the Fox fake creature date, and then Naomi and smirks. It goes, yeah, it's been a little while since I had a good orgy.
Naomi's like, what?
The yellow has returned to Zaheel's eyes.
Naomi's like, excuse me? Oh, okay.
As long as there's consent, go for it. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So I believe as you all turn back to face the forest, where the sky is odd above you, and the forest seems to become darker the longer you look down the path, as the foxes trickle out and head back to the party. That is where we're going to end up. Where the foxes may not be as innocent as they say they are from the conversations Zaheel had with them. But they have extended the olive branch, and the festivities will continue next time.
And maybe an orgy, who knows?
You think Naomi is gonna let that stand? Our sweet innocent sheltered child.
Naomi don't
I
stand
think
for no orgy.
I mean, you never know. When given the option of something new, sometimes even sweet innocent people go, "Oh, I could try."
I don't know. Naomi is an upstanding citizen.
Upstanding
You do
citizens have orgies. Come on.
Yeah. Don't kink shame.
There's no way for me to win this conversation.
No, there isn't.
Nope.
Sorry. We can move
That's
along,
hilarious.
though.
Nah, it's all
Yes.
Either way, thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna go around the room and have people say their favorite moments. Starting backwards ish. I mean, Raven, you're always gonna be last because you have to close us out. But
Yeah.
all right, Riley, what was your favorite part? Where can find you next?
My favorite part was Mira kind of smiling at Jonas, like, let's use your magic, especially since they've been working on Jonas's magic together, and just that like little smile from her just lifted his spirits.
Aww.
And then you can find me next this Saturday for Animus Absentis, and I have a coffee account connected to like my YouTube channel and things like that, so I'll put that link out there, and yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. Next is Yaz.
My favorite, I really enjoyed most of tonight. But my favorite part was the opportunity for Zaheel to make silly little comebacks. And while they came very close to losing their shit, they did not. So props to Zaheel for not fucking everything up. Yeah, those are my favorite parts.
Where can we find you next?
You can find me next week for Tickfaw Files. You can also find me here this Friday running It's this Friday? Or is it next Friday? It's this Friday running a urban fantasy one off during the morning, and on Twitter and on my website, which is being redesigned at the moment, but I will post that link anyways. And that's it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next is Vanessa.
My favorite part, I'd say is Mira interacting with Lily more, and Lily just being ridiculous.
Always.
Yeah, I didn't expect to enjoy their interactions as much as I do, so that was pleasantly surprising. As for where you can find me next, I am also here Saturday for Animus Absentis, and you can also check out my art Twitter and my coffee page where I post all my art. I'm currently in the middle of taking on portraits, black and white portraits for the cast of Animus. So I will be posting those if you want to see kind of what the crew looks like and that sort of thing. So I'll post those links in the chat as well.
Fabulous.
So good.
Thank you so much. My favorite part was, I think, the conversation between the fox and Zahil. I really enjoyed the exposition and the mixed reaction everyone had to that. I wasn't expecting it to be taken so negatively, actually, because it's all kind of flowery, like, hey, like, hey, yes, we invite the humans, olive branch, everything is gonna be okay, right? And then everyone's just like, I don't like this. And I was just like,
it's not the olive branch part that's the problem.
Yeah.
all the same, like, I was still surprised at the mixed reaction.
We got some hard feels, guys.
Yeah. So it was also very interesting for the fox to kind of show its teeth a little and be like, listen, we absolutely agree. This is a mixed bag, but do we have a choice?
Truth.
But yes, finally, last but not least, Raven.
Yeah. I'm not sure what my favorite part was. It was all really good. The stuff with everybody losing sanity and the forest being wonky and stuff was really fun. And the fact that Faith was like so unhelpful and yet still gave something that ended up ultimately being helpful.
Well, to be
great.
fair, Selena was just like, here, son, you take this. And Faith is like, I have no idea what's going
on. So yeah, that was great. But yeah, the whole thing was a lot of fun. You can find me next. Let's see, today is Wednesday, so it will be Friday at 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time for the 24-hour birthday stream. And then again Saturday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time for Animus Absentis is where you'll find me. And I think that's it. So we're going to go on a raid. Before we do, real quick, mention our sponsors again. Fundamental RPG and Grinding Coffee Company. There's links and information in chat right there. But if you go to grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVVYN, you can get 13% off of your order. It's a pretty good sized discount, and it's really good coffee. So if you like coffee, definitely go check it out. Yeah, we're going to go on a raid. We're going to go raid Milady Saito, who's also going to be on the channel on Friday, running a Monster of the Week game. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, thank you again, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for playing, Rowan for running the game, and everybody for hanging out with us in chat. And I will see you all on Friday. Bye.